Welcome back to another video, guys. I hope you're doing awesome. Today I want to talk about swapping out the string trimmer head for this 8-tooth blade that I've got. I've used this for raspberry brambles, thistles, all sorts of thick, stocky plants, but also little saplings, you know, inch saplings or so. You can knock those down with this too. So what we've got to do is we've got to take the string trimmer head off. Really easy to do. The trimmer came with this little, it's kind of like an Allen wrench, but it's a star. And what we can use is this works for two functions. The first function is taking off the trimmer head. So I'm gonna flip the trimmer over right here so you can see. And I don't know if you can see that, but right there's a notch in the guard. What we're gonna do is there's also a notch in the flange down underneath the string trimmer. We're gonna take the Allen wrench, gonna put it in that notch, line it up with the notch on the flange, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna lock the string head from spinning. Now, you would think that righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, to get this thing off is gonna be the opposite. So when you think of tightening, that's actually loosening, and it's on there pretty good. All right, so we just loosen it, spin it off clockwise, and that right there, let me get this off, that's the string head right there. Simple. Gonna take the Allen wrench off, and you'll notice there's a flange that I'm gonna take off of here, and we're just gonna set that with the string trimmer head over here. What we do is just do a little cleanup. There's always gonna be some grass and stuff in there. And then the next step is to take off the string guard. The same star Allen wrench, there's 3 cap screws in a metal flange right here. So let me flip this and show it to you. So we've got 3 right there. We're gonna take our Allen wrench, we're gonna put that on there, we're gonna loosen these up and take this guard off. Now the kit that comes with the blade does come with a metal flange and 3 cap screws that are identical to the ones that are on the string guard. What I do is I just reuse the ones that are on the string guard because they're identical, and there's no use in having 2 of these floating around, and it wouldn't stick really well with the guard anyway. So I'm just going to take those cap screws, make sure not to lose them, get this guard off, and then we're going to replace this guard with the guard that came with the blade. All right. Now that we've got the guard off, inside here there's a metal flange. What we're gonna do is take this flange and it fits, take the blade guard and it fits right into the same exact position on here. And what this does is just guards the cap screws from busting through the plastic of the guard. We're gonna set that right back on here, line up those holes, and we're gonna attach this guard using the same 3 cap screws that we just took off of the string guard. Again, you can use the ones that come with the blade guard, but they're identical. Might as well just use the ones that we just took off. Let's tighten those up. I'm gonna do them in an alternating pattern, so I'm not gonna tighten one up fully, and then the next, I'm just gonna do tighten them in a rotating method so we get a nice even fit on this guard as we bolt this on. Go back around, start tightening these up. And there's no moving parts against this guard, so it's only vibrations that might loosen it, so you don't have to over tighten, just get it snug. All right, so that's on. We're done with this for now. The next thing we're gonna do is there are 2 flanges that come with the blade set. They look like this. One of them is a bit deeper than the other. I don't know if you can see that in the camera there because of the lighting. I apologize for that. But one of them's the bottom flange, one of them's the top flange. The bottom flange is very mushroom shaped, right there. And you look inside, it's got some grooves inside that line up with the grooves on the shaft that sticks out here. That goes on first. So the mushroom shaped long one goes on first. We're gonna slide that down on there. And then the next piece that goes on is our blade. Now you can tell which way the blade's supposed to go. It has an engraving that says up. And this side is going to be facing up when you're trimming. So, or using the blade, it's not trimming. So what we're gonna do is I've got the trimmer upside down, as you can see, right side up would be this way. So what we're gonna wanna do is take the side that says up on the blade, I'm gonna put that right on there. We're gonna flip this back over. It's easier to do. Just put the upside down if your trimmer's upside down. And it fits right into, there's a part of the flange that sticks up there, and the blade fits perfectly onto that. So next what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the top flange, which is it's narrower, it's more of a shallow mushroom shape, and you're gonna put that with the stem part facing up. You're gonna set that right down on top of the blade, right? Just like this. Now we've got a bolt that comes with it, and again, because of the way that the trimmer spins, it's gonna be the same. So counterclockwise, which would normally loosen something, counterclockwise is what we need to do to tighten this. All right, so the next step is a little bit tricky. You don't want to slice your wrist open because it is a blade, so I'm gonna put a glove on this hand, and you're gonna take an 11/16 or 17mm equivalent socket wrench, and what we're gonna do is just hold the blade in place, and remember that we're going to be tightening this, and so be very careful. You don't want to be tightening it with your fingers near the blade or anything like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this over, and we're gonna use our glove to hold the blade, and we're going to make sure that our arm and hand and everything are supported against, in this case, my picnic table. I'm gonna wedge that, and we're just gonna tighten this up. Now again, you could use the groove and use the Allen wrench, support that in there. I'll show you that. In here there's a groove in the flange, and you could support that the same way we did to take the string off. I find that to be cumbersome. So just hold it and make sure you're in good position here. Just tighten that nut down, right? So now we've got the blade that's tight, the nut has been tightened up, and that's our basic setup. But there's one final step that's very important, because over time this nut can vibrate loose. And you'll notice there's a small hole in the very top of the shaft, and I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little hole in the very top. And I believe these are cotter pins. People will correct me in the comments if that's not a cotter pin. It's a small pin that's split down the middle. We're gonna spread that, and it's very important that you get this pin into that hole, because if you don't, this nut will vibrate loose, the flange will come off, the blade will come off, and before you know it, you've got a blade singing through the air like a frisbee, and you don't want it to hit a person or really anything. So get this pin in there, and what we're gonna do is we're going to bend that pin around, and it's best if you can use some pliers or something like that. I'm gonna save this pin because I'm not gonna be using this blade right now. So what you're gonna wanna do is just bend the pin around the shaft so it secures it in place, and you're good to go. That's the only other step. There's nothing else you need to do. It does come with some safety little guards and stuff like that. I don't put any of that on. Put it on if you feel like you need to, but I'm very careful when I'm using the blade. There's no one else around. Just be careful of your surroundings, and that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you putting the blade on. So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? You've got the pin that holds the nut from vibrating off. You've got the nut that holds the flange and blades in place. You've got a top flange. You've got the blade. You've got the bottom flange in there, and then the guard. Pretty straightforward. I'll do another video of the reverse, just so that you guys have that if you're looking to take it off. If you've got questions, throw them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. And if I can't, I'm sure someone else can. So, talk to you guys later, and happy lawn work.